Do it. Go, baby.
Oh, yeah. Well, indeed, we are here. Welcome to the Hamityville Horror. Thank you for visiting. I am Clint.
I am Don.
And we are joined here with two very, very, very special guests. We have one Miss Jess Uhler, and we have one Miss Christina Krakowski. How are you doing tonight, ladies?
Awesome.
I'm really good.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. Thank you for joining us tonight. We wanted to get together because we had a couple things going on here, that one of which pertains directly to both of you. We recently got to catch a viewing, like a screening of like a new movie that nobody's seen yet, that is basically supposed to premiere on like the 1st of April over there in the Pittsburgh area. And that, of course, would be Wolf Hollow, the newest Mark Cantu production. And both of you were a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, Clint, you just left them hanging, just stringing them along.
That's exactly what I do.
Yes.
Exactly
so like I
what
was
I do.
just telling Christina, I just watched this like an hour ago.
Oh, okay.
Because I got so busy with work and everything. Both you guys are amazing. Christina is absolutely fucking ridiculous in this movie.
Yes.
It's and Mark, I just want to give you a shout out. Your cast, your crew, my God, dude. Production value. This does not feel like a indie movie. And it's funny because, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I want to make sure. Jess, I know you were in it. Christina, were you in Massacre Academy?
I was.
Yes, she was.
Okay. So both of Mark's movies, as far as Massacre Academy and Wolf Hollow, neither one of these feel like it should be an indie film. It's stupid. It's dumb. The fact that the production values are through the roof. It's, you from the camera work, cinematography, the acting, the practical effects in this movie were amazing, were incredible. And I wish, if anything, everybody needs to do it. Go back to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go back to that. And the indie directors, they kind of do it because they can't afford CGI blood. So the first thing that I want to ask you ladies is, between Massacre Academy and Wolf Hollow, was there much of a transition between those types of movies?
So
Go ahead,
go
Christina.
ahead. You want to go first? Okay.
No, you go first.
Well, we shot Wolf completely different than we did for Massacre. It was a whole different schedule. It was mainly 2 weeks straight of just out in the woods shooting. And for me, it was definitely a big transition because for Massacre, the role I had didn't call for as much range as Wolf did. It was awesome in its own ways shooting on Massacre and getting to just kind of like dip my foot into filmmaking and into acting and everything like that. But to go from that to Wolf, it was definitely extreme, but I loved it, and it was really cool to get pushed in and explore that range.
Yeah. That was amazing for me. I mean, because I remember your character in Massacre Academy, and you had this nice, cute little developing, loving relationship happen with one of the other characters,
Right.
and you got this opportunity towards the end of the movie to, kind of protect one another, and that was a really cool element to see, and I really liked your portrayal there. This was like a fucking explosion. I mean,
Yeah.
Wolf Hollow, I mean, holy shit. Like, I stopped at one point. My mouth was open. I was like, what the fuck just happened there?
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, you definitely demonstrated to me, your range, and the difference from one film to the next is night and day. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's like, so that was really cool. No spoilers. Didn't do that.
No, yeah. Spoiler-free,
We're good.
bitches.
Yeah.
No, yeah. And well, I wasn't calling them
Yeah.
bitches. I was saying bitches in general.
So, and
Jess,
conversely,
but
yeah.
Jess says, like, fuck so many times in this movie. I'm like, she probably feels like to take a shower now. It's like fucking dirty
You
now.
can
Like,
call me a bitch because speaking of night and day,
Right.
Mhm.
I was
you were a
really-
bitch from that to that. Yes, you were.
Yeah. So I like
were.
to say that this was my heel turn, and I really enjoyed my heel turn.
Oh.
It was so much
for
fun.
for you non-wrestling fans out there, yeah, she was a face in Massacre Academy, and she was a heel in Wolf Hollow. So
Mhm.
was
Yeah.
great.
So if you didn't get that,
Yeah.
now you get it.
So
Yeah.
Massacre Academy, you got to play this somewhat damaged character who was trying to recover from a trauma and having a strained emotional relationship, with a sibling, and again having to try to like protect yourself in a really dangerous situation. And this one is just like, fuck everybody, I'm in charge, and I'm going to control this entire thing, whether you like it or not. And that was very different. I
was-
liked it.
It was. I've been the final girl hero for a couple films in a row. So when Mark was like talking to me about it, and he goes, "I want you to be this character," I was all in. I was ready to switch it up, do something completely different, dig into, like, I keep saying, I dug into my worst traits. I would drive home and I'm like, okay, you got to decompress. You're not that person. But I just went full on, I want to say, brat mode. Like, it was my way, my show. You're fucking it up, Christina. Like,
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the whole, can I say, East Coast, West Coast dynamic that was happening there.
Yeah.
It was almost like a rap battle happening on screen. That was kind of cool.
That's a blooper reel. That's part of the extra features.
Yeah. That's totally
Yeah.
the extra
I
features.
fucking hope so. God,
yeah.
Yeah.
Mark, make
So,
it happen.
it's really cool to see
Yep.
for somebody like me who legit is in Pennsylvania. So that's
That's a true story. I can't. I'm in Virginia. I can't. Yeah, he's got me on that one.
You're kind of in Pennsylvania. There are
I'm like,
worse.
I'm in
Yeah.
bum fuckery. Let's go with that. That's where I'm at. But yeah, so again, it's a spoiler free, guys, because we have the privilege. So I don't know if anybody knows, but me and Clint have the privilege. We're actually attending the premiere on April 1st.
Hey.
So
I'm only bummed that I didn't like spring for the VIP passes. Like I saw just like last week that they just came in. I was
we'll
like,
be
oh, come
VIPs. Come on,
Yeah.
man. All we gotta do is say we're on a pod. We run
Yeah.
a podcast. Okay. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Right,
very
guys.
important podcasters. That's what VIP stands
Yes.
for.
Exactly.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh shit. Oh, write that down, please. That's yes, absolutely. So I mean, what was your guys' experience? I mean, the one thing that did kind of, I don't want to say bum me out, but Mark was very, very giving with his backstage pictures and photos and stuff on Facebook. Did it ever bother you guys that he might give away just a little bit much, or did you think that he kind of he kept it okay, he kept it hidden?
I think he did pretty well. There's a few things that there's
I
still
think
some
that-
surprises.
Yeah, like I think what it was after watching the movie, like you see how fast paced everything is. So it's like knowing what was happening backstage, seeing the photos, you're like, okay, that looks vaguely familiar, but everything is moving so quick and everything's so fast that like you have to almost like see it come together to actually, fully get the
This
full
movie was
spectrum.
balls to the wall. It's like
Right.
from start to finish. It is
Right.
balls to the wall.
Yeah. And I'm totally going to echo that because this was a movie that couldn't hide what it was. You know what I mean? Like from the name to the trailer, it's like everybody knew going in, generally speaking, what type of movie they were going to get. But I mean, there's plenty of surprises left in this. I mean, it's totally worth watching, and the fact that it so skillfully incorporates horror and comedy together, I think is fantastic. I mean, I don't want to say too much too soon, just throw it all out there, but I mean, this was very well done, very, very skillfully
That's an
put
understatement.
together.
That's
and
an understatement.
and I'm kind of in awe at the edit of the movie, if I'm being honest, because I was saying this on another show that I did with Don that like I would be the world's worst editor because I would want to keep like everything. How do you like decide what to cut out and what to keep in? I mean, I know you don't know the answer to that, but I mean, It's like that would be a really tough thing for me to do. I can't take that out. That's
I
so
think.
good.
Well, I think a better question would be: was there ever a time when you did something in a movie and it was like it didn't make it? Like you were like, "Hey, I did this scene," and then Mark or anybody else, because I know you guys have worked with other people besides Mark, but it's like it didn't make it into film, and you're just kind of like, man, I don't want anything on a cutting room floor. If it's got to be a 4-hour movie, fuck it, 4-hour movie. But did you ever find yourself like, man, I really wish that would have made the film?
So, because I've also seen, I haven't even seen the final cut of this film yet, but I've seen majority of it. And as for like the editing and things like that, I know from what I saw, some of the scenes were like way, way longer than what is in the movie. Without giving spoilers away, because I'm literally in Mark's house right now, so he's like right over there. He's like making sure I'm not like spoiling anything.
Wow, what the fuck? I even asked Mark. I was like, "Hey, you want to be on the interview?" He's like,
okay.
"No, I'm busy."
He's literally lurking around somewhere. But
Mark, come on, man.
He's like, I'm not stealing their spotlight.
It's your fucking
Sure
movie.
you don't pull what's his face, Peter Parker, Tom Holland. He's
I know no spoilers. But anyways, so he literally just yelled at me, no spoilers. So there's a couple scenes. There was like a breakdown scene somewhere in the film where that was like, we did that like 10 times, maybe like 7 times, I don't know. But there's another scene towards the ending where I'm like very emotional, and we probably did like 14 takes of that, and it was like extended. It was a lot. So a lot of the scenes, it's not that it didn't necessarily make it in, but it's just kind of like minimized, so you never know like what you're filming or when you're filming, like what's going to actually make it in, what's not. But honestly, at the end of the day, it just comes to what the film needs. And I think that, it was able to give everything it needed to.
Yeah. I totally
makes
agree.
sense.
I would definitely say that. And me and Clint we've talked to a couple of people and they've said like, and especially like the indie circuit, like an hour and 20, hour and 30 is like your perfect length of a movie, just because you don't want to, like, I mean, I'm sure everybody here has been like, God damn, is this movie almost over? Like, I need to pee or fuck, I'm just bored. But being in, what is this one, an hour? I think it was an hour and 20 minutes. I think it's like the perfect length, but I can only imagine what was cut, and that's.
Oh, I can tell you. I have a gripe, and I hope Mark is listening. Listen.
See what we did? Fuck.
So I had a whole speech about Beth's film and the whole.
You know what? I'm going to drink this. I'm going to drink my mini of Southern Comfort before we get into this.
It was a beautiful love story about World War II soldiers, and he cut my monologue. And me personally, I felt attacked because it was beautiful, and I believed in Beth. In that moment, I believed in Beth. He cut it.
Mark, if you're in earshot, brother, she said it.
Now I got to get the Blu-ray because that's probably in the special features.
Now I got to get the laser disc now because that's like, it's going to be 2 of them.
That would be a really cool, like, special feature. I'm going to pitch this to Mark. He's going to blow me off like he blew me off about the sequel.
The sequel. I heard of this.
Yes. So
it's called Wolf Hollows?
No.
Okay, well, shit.
It's what did I call it? Wolf Hollow 2.
I don't even remember.
Well, because I kept saying Wolf Swallows all week as a joke.
That's the porn parody of this.
Which I will not be starring in.
Totally different.
I will tell you this right now. If Mark ever gets a check from Pornhub, it's going to be because of you. I guarantee it.
No, I want werewolves on motorcycles. Howl's Angels.
Howl's Angels. Yep.
Oh, all right. Well, I figured Wolf Swallows would have been.
It's a great idea. I love it.
What, Wolf Swallows are the sequel? I'm down for both. I'm down for both. Damn. Woo.
So, I mean, I did want to go back briefly. You were talking about scenes and how many takes that you had to do, and I guess I'll start with Christina. First of all, blink if you need help, and beyond that, what was a typical scene like? I mean, how many takes do you think on average you had to do to basically capture the magic that Mark was looking for?
Well, it's funny because Mark actually, he works through very quickly. Like once he sees exactly what he wants, we get it, we move on. So normally we don't really take more than like 3 or 4 takes. But again, like for the more like emotional stuff where, things like that, he wanted to pull and see how far, we could get to make it as authentic and as real for the audience as possible. So for any like of the normal takes, some of the action takes might have needed a few more, but usually it was just about 4 or 5 takes.
Okay. Well, that's not bad at all.
No,
I
not
think
at all.
I think that's
You made it sound really bad when you said
Yeah.
like 14
No,
takes, like
it was,
screaming
of
your head
course,
off
like,
and crying,
yes, Of course, it was like the more emotional stuff that he was like, all right, one more. And I was like,
He's like, how far could I push you? How much gold can I get out of you?
right.
Because it was literally like, all right, one more. And I'm like, it's going to end eventually, right? Like, we're going to stop, right? And it just, eventually I was just crying because we kept, no, just kidding. It was really, it really did benefit though. And it pulled the performance exactly to where it had to be, which was good.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Jess, did you have a similar experience? I mean, are we talking 3 to 4 takes for the most part, or did he just like play games with you and like stretch this out to like 9, 10, 11?
23.
No, it was usually about the 3 to 4. I do remember we tried, there was a scene in the RV. Christina knows where
the scene.
You know, the
That
scene.
scene.
We tried it a couple
scene.
different ways. Yeah.
Yes.
We tried it a couple different ways, and Mark did a Mark thing again. He did this in Massacre where he said he says these sentences, and he's like, he knows.
I feel really fucking bad or really shortchanged because Mark is fucking there.
Why'd you cut that off? I almost heard it.
And he's not even doing this. Sorry.
He knows
Sorry.
he did.
He's
But
fun.
he'll
He's
say
good.
something, and it'll be like, oh, I'm going to get this reaction out of you. Like for Massacre, he said a very traumatic sentence to me to get a reaction where Sierra and I had our big argument scene. He said something to me in this, and he was like, just think about all the awards you've lost. Just think about all the times you got screwed out of a role. I'm like,
Oh my
gosh.
Wow.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. He pulled me to the
Damn.
side. And that's
Yeah.
when I
Think
was
of that time you
brutal.
told your dad I love you and he didn't say it back.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
God damn it.
Remember all the times you called your cat and it never came to you.
I think it worked. I think it was very
It sounds effective.
Yeah, I was saying it sounds effective as shit. I'm gonna ball. You won't be able to get me on set.
I don't even think I ever got a sentence from him, but like,
oh
man,
shit.
that's tough.
I'm
See, I
gonna
love
say
he's like you're sad
Be
enough.
careful.
I'll
Christina
leave it
has to be
there.
careful because he's
I
there,
know.
so she can only say so much. All of a
Mhm.
sudden her camera goes off, be like, well, Mark clearly got a hold of that USB. So one thing that I can't not mention is the fact that there are some veterans in this movie that are absolutely ridiculous. In fact, one of them will be on the show next Friday. Lynn Lowry is an absolute treasure in this movie.
It was
From
so
the time
fun to watch
she
her in
comes
this.
out till the time she's no longer in the film, which is never.
Right. Goes
She
on
is
forever.
fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
She is amazing. Like diva extreme. Like holy shit. This is the person that when you see him in a movie, you're like, I hope this bitch dies first. I hate her already. And Felissa, obviously, Jess, you've worked with her before, obviously Massacre Academy. And I've heard, well, I mean, we've met her, I've hung out with her. She's a gem. She's amazing to deal with. So obviously with both you guys, what was it like to work, especially, Jess with Massacre, Christina with Massacre, with Felissa and Dave, but to have, Felissa and Lynn, how was that experience? It had to have been amazing.
I had actually not gotten to meet Felissa. Christina did during Massacre,
I did, yeah.
and I wasn't even supposed to be on set when Felissa was filming with us, but I showed up on set and I was like, nope, I'm meeting her. And I just walked up. I was like, Hi, I'm Jess. I was Chris and Masker. She gave me a big old hug. She was very, very sweet. And then the cameras turned on and she was screaming at Brian Saponis. I was like, oh, this is fun. But Lynn also super sweet, very, very professional. But when the camera turned on, it was like, oh, like she was just so dramatic. And one of my favorite things to watch was her and Jordan, Benji, when
Benji.
he's holding the
Ed. It was like they just the thing with you guys that I love about it is Mark picks the people that he wants in his films and he sticks to it, with both of you guys from Massacre to this. And it's like it's a tight-knit group and it shows because again, like I said from the top of the interview, this doesn't feel like a indie film. The way it's shot, the way it's edited, the way the lighting is, the special effects. It just doesn't feel like a indie film. And and me and Clint, it's fucking, I say it every time. At some point I'm gonna love it, but I'm gonna hate it when you guys go on to Hollywood, when that parallel line hits, because it's gonna happen. You guys are way too fucking talented. Between Mark, the actors, actresses, there's no way you can't, rise above and go beyond the indie circuit. It's impossible.
You're on your way.
Yeah, it's impossible. In fact, one of our really good friends, Olivia Disney, who hasn't talked to me in fucking years because she's
already
too famous.
outgrown you.
Yeah, she's already outgrown me. She's like she told me that she was gonna love me forever and we were gonna talk forever, and I haven't talked to her since October. You can sit there and do that all you fucking want. It's true. It's true. But no, but kudos to you guys. Again, it's a testament to how you direct it, how you perceive yourself, how you do it. And I love watching you guys. Like, it's become, a regular thing to be like, oh, Jess is in a movie, Christina's in a movie. Like, well, I'm going to watch this. I mean, Massacre Academy was, again, we've brought it up numerous times. It's one of our favorite movies that we've seen, last year. That and Bloody Summer Camp. You can't.
Yeah.
It was almost like you couldn't compete with those two. It was like they're on another level. This, once it comes out, same thing. You can't compete with this. It's on another level. So, kudos to you guys for, acting like you do, doing what you do. Mark, the direction that you have, it's amazing, and it's going to be a great movie, guys, and again, it's a spoiler free, but I can tell you, if I had to rate it right now, if I had to give a number, it's 9 out of 10. It's ridiculous. There's no other movie out there as far as werewolf movies, except for like back in the day, The Howling, Silver Bullet, American Werewolf in London. I mean,
don't forget Wolfen.
Yeah. No. Fuck you, Clint. I'm muting you. Jesus. That's a YouTube exclusive.
Come on.
But like it's up there with that because again, it's not your ordinary indie shot movie. It's the practical effects are stupid. And I'll just say it. There's a shot in the movie where I'm not going to say who, but somebody gets their head blown off, and you wouldn't know that.
What?
You wouldn't know that was.
Did you see a different cut?
I don't think.
Okay.
God damn it! Now I'm wondering. But you can't tell. It's fake. It
what
was like
like everybody got a different version of the movie.
Yeah, everybody got a different version of it. I'm sure that's what happened.
But you know what? That'd be cool though. That'd be cool. I'd be like, and I can say it. Jess would understand it because of how WWE is. They send out their shit and they're like, oh, this is how the match is going to be, and then all of a sudden, totally different. Like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Speaking of WWE, did you get any input on any fight choreography in this?
I heard Ken Shamrock had a hand in it. No,
Christina, didn't we just kind of do it ourselves? So for our scene that we had, Jess and I took like a full day just to like do the entire thing. We choreographed it, plopped it in the like first half of the day, and then we just went for it. And another thing about that RV was there was no air conditioning in that RV, so we were
Oh my
like,
God.
it was the middle of like July, and we were like dying. We were cooking in there, and like yeah, it was cool though. But for the most of it, we just kind of like went through it, and we got it done fairly quick, right? When we started rolling.
Yeah.
I feel like
Well,
I
it's
hope.
a good thing that it was so hot and we didn't have to. I mean, we don't have to look great in these movies, so we're sweaty, and it's fine.
It's fine, exactly.
Well, I'm so glad
Whoever
because
said that was a bad
if we
look?
ever get thrown into a movie, I'm going to say that like you can go back to our interview and Jess says you ain't got to look good in the movie. Like you an ugly motherfucker. So you know what? Get off the camera. Get off the set.
Yeah.
I hope that there has to be like a deluxe edition. I have a feeling that there's a cut where Jess puts you in at least 27 WWE finishers, at least a stunner, tombstone, F5, RKO. I have a feeling that she just went all out, balls of the wall.
And,
Well,
and
I
at one
had a-
point, one of you says, "Do you want a shot at the title?"
I got two words for you.
I had a personal goal and I couldn't do it. I tried to learn how to do a kick up for like 3 weeks, and I just can't. My arms are too tiny.
You know what's sad about that? And you probably remember. See, me and Jess, we're going to do a podcast about wrestling at some point when she's not famous, probably at least 15 years from now, we'll do a wrestling podcast. But kip ups are one of the hardest things. If you don't know what it is, it's when you're flat on your back and you lean back and you use your arms to push up. And I've seen people tear their ACLs doing that. Like they pop up and they just pop their knees out. I'm like, you know what? Just fucking get up like a normal person. Fuck you, Drew McIntyre. Fuck you, Dwayne Johnson. Just get up like a normal person. Don't try to
backwards
be all
roll under
fancy.
your feet.
But it's so awesome when they pull it off and they see it. It's like mwah, chef's kiss. It's fucking awesome. But damn, the fact that you tried to do it, bravo to you. Try. I just want to see. I want to see Jess put Christina on rock bottom. That's the only finish I want to see. And then a people's elbow. Yes, have to do that. But no, and again, like you said, the choreography. I mean, you guys didn't. They're supposed to be stunts, but you guys didn't make it look like stunts. It was like, holy shit! I think they're really trying to kill each other. So, yeah, I mean, and again, it's. Oh well, here's one of our critics. So this man right here. So first of all, Ryan, I will tell you this right now.
It's got the Canadian stamp of approval. Right there it is.
Well, this motherfucker's watching all the Howlings. So he's going through absolute torture right now. So when he sees this, he's going to be like, this is a breath of fresh fucking air because just saying.
The Howling 2, wasn't that the one where they accidentally got like the gorilla suits or something?
Oh gosh.
And
I think
because we just watched it.
I can't remember. All I know is when your movie is called The Marsupials, when that's your subline, you lost I'm done. You lost me. It's game over. So
kangaroo people are awesome.
So I guess with like the whole werewolf thing, did you guys do a lot of research for this to learn about werewolves and how they worked? I mean, there's not a lot to learn. Silver bullets, obviously, or just beating the ever-loving shit out of them. I mean, did you guys do any research? Did you guys have to?
So when this first started, because I've been on this project seeing like even just the early drafts of it being written. I actually didn't watch a lot of like werewolf movies, but I did have to watch. He gave me like a list of movies to watch, and the one that really stuck with me was called Backcountry, and it's not a werewolf, but it's about a bear. And first of all, a lot of people don't know, I have like the biggest phobia of bears, and that just kind of like solidified it. I was like, you know what? After watching that, and he didn't even like tell me, it's a slow burn movie if you haven't seen it. So I was like, okay, this is not that bad, and then it gets very bad. And I was like, yes, you. I am like traumatized for the rest of my life after watching this. But so I definitely used a lot of the influence from that film.
Yeah, I mean, you could kind of tell something was going on. I mean, towards the end where, obviously Christina becomes Rambo.
Oh, yeah.
It was like something has fucked this girl up. Something she's using something
Yeah.
to channel that, because there ain't no girl I know that's gonna go that ape shit. But damn, I mean, she did, and now I see why.
Mhm.
So, well, we need to go see Cocaine Bear.
Okay.
Yes.
No. I think you showed me the trailer for that
Coming
next, and I was
soon.
like, nope, good.
It's going to be great.
It's only like indie. It's the only like semi indie movie I've seen. It's like it's a trailer that we're gonna show this trailer during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hijack something. Hey, I'm IT. I'll hack their shit and be like, here's a trailer for Wolf Hollow. Fuck you guys and your Cocaine Bear.
Right.
So,
So, it
go
looked
ahead,
like you
Clint.
guys filmed near an actual haunted attraction. I mean,
We were at a haunted attraction. It was a
Mhm.
hayride.
okay.
So it was really cool. So we'd walk through the woods to get to the set, and it was like actual, like you could see where the actors like would pop out and stuff. Felt like home to me because I work at a haunt occasionally. So I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Did anything
I was
weird
gonna say,
happen?
You must have felt right at home.
Anything weird happen? Because we've talked to people that have been like on sets of like haunted barns, haunted hotels. Did anything funky happen?
I scared the shit out of Jordan a bunch of times.
Yeah, you did.
I feel like Jordan wouldn't be that hard to scare. I
No.
love you, Jordan, but you don't seem like you're somebody that would be like, walking through the woods and be like, name nobody's to scare me. Fucking Leaf would probably come in front of you and be like, oh shit, somebody's in the tree. Yeah. See, we've talked to a couple people that have like heard shit. What was it? Trepidity, wasn't it, Clint? Where the girls were all like,
Yeah.
doors were slamming behind them, and it's
Gosh.
like you're in a barn, but being out in the woods and shit, like that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, here's a good question. Here's a good question.
Christina, did you ever tell them about the elevator incident from Massacre?
No, that's on Massacre. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta hear this.
I never
Okay.
did hear this.
No, let's
This
hear
has
it.
like been an ongoing thing. Okay, so when we were filming Massacre, it was a pretty sketchy like location at one point. There was this elevator that was like really, really like thin and sketchy, and I wanted to avoid it, and I did. I really wanted nothing to do with it. But my castmate Sierra, she was like, "Let's go on it," and I was like, "Let's not do that, Sierra." But next thing I know, we're both headed towards the elevator, and I don't exactly remember the whole thing. But I just remember she was on the elevator and I was not, and it shut.
I feel like Sarah is a really bad influence on set. I feel like she gets people to do shit that they don't want to do.
Honestly, so and literally we were literally like 2 or 3 minutes before we were gonna go to like our next scene. So they were upstairs filming. I think you were filming. And so she's on this elevator. We're on the bottom floor. I didn't know where she was going. So my instinct was to run to the top, use the stairs to get to the top. And this is like, oh my gosh, it was probably like this 4th, 5th, 6th floor I had to get to without causing a scene. So nobody would know I just lost my castmate. So I'm running up the stairs and I run into Mark coming down the stairs because they had just finished filming. And he just looks at me and he was like, "What you doing?" And I'm like, "Nothing at all." And I ran past him and I got up to the top of the set where they were filming, and the elevator was there, and she was not there. She was not there. And I was like, "Oh my God, she's stuck in there. Like something awful happened. We're not going to be able to finish the set day because I lost her." So I run all the way back down the stairs, six, whatever it was, flights of stairs, out of breath, like dying. And I just hear her screaming, "I'm going to kill her. She left me in an elevator." And I was just really relieved she was alive.
I'm so glad that they don't have, there's like a couple elevator horror movies like Devil and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Final Destination, which is bad enough, but I'm so glad they don't make a lot of movies about that, because that shit's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
First of all, being in an elevator that stops dead. No, no thanks.
That's
No,
what Tower
no.
of Terror was about. That the Disney movie and the ride. It was the elevator that just.
That's why I never went on it, and I had no desire to go on it. Fuck that noise. No,
Mhm.
no, because it's terrifying. Like, what are you supposed to do? Like, everybody that shows, oh, I'm going to go through the top of the elevator. First of all, unless you're 9 foot fucking tall, you're not going to get to the top of the elevator to yank whatever. That shit's solid. You're not going through a hatch. You're not going to be John fucking McClane from Die Hard. So you know what? No, I'll take the fucking steps. Forget it. Clint, would you take the steps?
Sure.
It'd be like Ghostbusters. Oh, we only got 22 floors to go.
Yep.
Fuck it.
I
I'll
love
lose
stairs.
30 pounds by the time I get up there. But yeah, guys, I mean, this is just it's, and what's really funny is, and I'm no spoilers, obviously, but there are things that are said, lines in the movie that you'll catch. I caught one of them really quick when it was said. I was like, that's a reference to a movie. But they're all throughout there. So make sure when you guys are watching, just
there's
listen.
like 100 of them.
I'm going to watch it at least like 67 more times. I'll be like, I need to hear that again. But you'll hear them throughout. So pay attention, because it's supposed to be a horror comedy, which, I mean, it is. I mean, a lot of the people in it are funny as shit.
Shout out to Lucky Steve.
Yes. Lucky is amazing. Yes.
Brandon's great. He's so funny.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, definitely. Man, and that's the thing is, like, there was nobody other than Lynn, which I feel really bad saying. There was nobody in the movie like I wanted like to die. I'm like, I hope they all live.
Then I didn't do a good enough job.
Yeah, but that's because I know you.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. We hated your character, but we still
your
kinda
character was a
liked you.
complete and utter. Oh, I can't even say that
Oh my
online.
God.
I'm not even gonna say that on air. C word. It was bad. You did your job well. I was just like, I know Jess. I don't want to be like, that bitch needs to die.
Yeah, true.
No,
And
your
your
no,
vocabulary
for real.
was too good.
I was like, I want the booze. I want people to be like, oh, just.
Oh yeah, you
I
were a
want the-
bitch, no doubt. You were a bitch, but I can't be like, she's been on my show twice. I don't want her to die. Like, fuck, she'll never be back on here again now. No, you did a great job. Everybody did a great job. That's the best thing about it, is like there wasn't, and I don't, and I guess that's the real rare thing, is like everybody did their part to a T. Nobody like overdid it or anything like your character. Nobody liked your character, but it's like everybody loves Christina's character, but everybody loved, it was like there was a character that everybody could relate to. That's the thing that I love about Mark's direction, like Massacre Academy and this. It's like there's a character, even if they don't make it, there's a character you can relate to. They're relatable people. It feels like this is like, oh, well, I've been through that guy's shit. Oh, I've seen that shit happen. It's like, I love that. Like, it just feels more, like I said, it just makes it feel more real. Obviously, it's a werewolf movie, but it's like the circumstances. It's like, man, I know how that guy feels. He's he's an outcast. He's a prick. He's an asshole. You're a bitch, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I know somebody like that. I'm like that. That guy's like that.
Yeah. The characters were relatable.
Yeah, it's the little interactions between the characters, like Christina and Noah's characters.
Yes.
Lucas and Jordan's relationship on screen was just heartbreaking and beautiful, and just like, and
awesome.
Spencer and Kamara together too was really, really good. It's just these little power dynamics and relationship dynamics was very interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were like that in Massacre Academy. Like, with Stephanie and Rich, or Rick, it was like, man, like I don't know. It's just that dynamic. Like, Stephanie tried to be as stupid as she could be as her character. Rick tried to be as serious as he could be with his character, but it was like, you still like, I guess it's just because we know them, like we know how they are, but they're great people, and You know, Clint said it earlier. You know, the range with you guys. I mean, Christina, it's ridiculous what you guys bring to the table and what you guys do. And you guys it's a rarity. You know, because obviously we know a lot of people that we've talked to and got to know. But there's just certain people. It's like, man, you just keep coming back and looking what they're doing, and man, it's ridiculous. And I just hope you guys keep doing what you're doing. You know, don't stop, because it's ridiculous. This is just the beginning. I mean, you know, Wolf Hollow is going to be, we will at least try to make it a big thing. It's going to be a big thing on its own, but we're going to push it. We're going to make sure that we make everybody aware of it like we have. You know, just keep doing what you guys are doing, because it's working.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So it kind of feels like we're wrapping up. I wanted to say a couple of words about the movie itself.
No, we're not wrapping up. I just want to make sure I get
Okay.
I kissed their ass a little bit. Jesus.
Well, yeah.
God damn. Just make sure. Say what you need to say.
Okay. Yeah, so I want to say a couple of words about the movie, just because, and completely spoiler free, just overall impressions of the film. Felt, you know, whether you had anything to do with it or not, the soundtrack was fantastic. The dialogue was fun. The opening scene did exactly what it's supposed to do, grab my attention right away. You know, and I felt the pacing was perfect. This movie just flowed, and it took you on a ride. And I didn't feel anything was slow. I didn't feel, you know, anything was unnecessary. You know, your celebrity add-ons were awesome. You know, Felissa and Lynn, and the effects looked fantastic. So, I mean, and everybody had an amazing performance. I can't think of one that was out of place. So, great job. I look forward to seeing it on the big screen.
Yes.
Yes.
100%. Yeah, definitely. I echo that. Like I said earlier, I if I had to put a number on it, 9 out of 10. It was, I mean,
Yeah.
there's very few things to nitpick, complain about, because you guys are such a tight knit group.
Nobody gets a perfect score.
Yeah, nobody gets a perfect score. Even we don't.
That's
I would
right.
give our show a 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, again, you guys, everybody acted like it was a tight knit group. You guys knew what you were doing. God, yeah, Clint, I'm glad you mentioned that. The fucking soundtrack. Holy
Wasn't
shit.
that sick? Even from like the opening.
I hope there's a soundtrack to that, because I will buy it.
Mhm.
I'm fuck Spotify. I'm buying that. Like I want that to get some money, because that was amazing from start to finish. And everything, yeah, cinematography, yeah, opening. That's one, and that's one thing that, God, you know, that's Mark has that with both of his movies. Like, the opening scene will get your ass, and you will at least watch the movie one time all the way through, because you need to know what's going to happen. He can do that very well. Opening scene, you're hooked. So yes, I will echo that 100%. Why are you doing this, Claire? I'm going to put that on there just so they can see that. She would
it's an
too.
upgrade when she comes on. You're right.
Yeah. It's like, so, but again, ladies, we didn't want to keep you all on here too long. I know you guys are busy. But, you know, thank you guys so much. Christina, I definitely want to thank you, because it was kind of like a short notice thing to get you on, and I'm glad you did. Jess, I mean, always a pleasure catching up with you. It's funny. Me and Jess, we watched the Royal Rumble. We were going back and forth on Facebook. We're like, this sucks. Like, oh, this who's going to win it. This is going to win it. This is going to win it. And we just went back and forth.
Every single one, I was right, but I was glad I was right. Overall, it was pretty good. Pretty good pay-per-view.
Yeah. I'd definitely say so. It was funny, because we just went back and forth, and she was like, this is a really bad Women's Royal Rumble. I was like, yeah, it really is. It was funny, though, because just going back and forth, I'm like, I wonder if now I feel like I've like softened her up. Now I can get her on the show next we watch the Royal Rumble. But
come on,
she would have came on anyway. Exactly. All I do is ask. But no, as usual, I mean, I can't thank you enough. Everything you do is phenomenal. Christina, everything you do is phenomenal. Just keep doing what you're doing, guys. I mean, it's working.
Yeah. And I hope your short film wins lots of awards. Jesus.
Thank Thank you.
Glad I could get that out.
You
Yeah.
drunk. No, he's
Christina,
dyslexic.
Christina, talk about your thing.
We're going to
Okay.
ask. Talk about your thing.
What
Yeah.
thing?
Your film. Talk about
Your
your
Oh,
film.
my film.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
caught Extinguished earlier on YouTube.
Yeah,
That was
that's
cool.
right. So
I was like, she
did,
ain't going to talk about it.
No, so I wanted to try going on the other side of the camera and explore that. So last year I did make my first short film, and I wanted to make sure it was something like personal to me and something that was meaningful, being my like debut as a director and writer. And it was cool being able to also stick in front of the camera for that too. So thanks.
Okay,
That's
now
great.
so before we wrap up, let's ask, that's one last question I'll say. So would either one of you guys do that permanently rather than be in front of the camera? Would you want to be behind it?
I don't know about permanently, but I've definitely enjoyed exploring different aspects of film.
Yeah.
What about
Why
you,
would you
Jess?
give up all the
I didn't say
fun
all
for
of it,
all the
damn it.
headaches?
Shut up, Clint.
No, I couldn't do it permanently. Actually, I was talking to Noah a little bit this week. I've had an idea floating around in my head, and he was like, "Just do it." I'm like, "I know. I need to sit down and just do it." But
Right.
it's hard. It's hard to just get it out. But I couldn't ever give up being in front of the camera because it's so much
Right.
fun to be other people.
Right.
Yeah. We need to send her the Shia LaBeouf meme over and over and over again. Just do it.
Just do it.
Yes.
Do it.
Yep.
No,
You're
yeah,
getting that
and
straight away.
yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, it's I would love to see what you guys bring to the table. I know, Jess, you're big on the DC, the Batman, trying to get something going with that. So yeah, I'm big on Batman now too. God damn it, I've been playing all the Arkham games, so now I'm like really obsessed with Batman.
Yes.
Like fuck, I'm screwed now. Now I got to buy every Batman. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see what you guys do in front and behind the camera, because the ideas you guys come up with is fucking insanity. Like, wow, come up with that good shit, and you do, and I love it. It's great. This is why we do what we do, just to see what you guys bring to the table, and it's something different. Like, that's the biggest thing, is that everybody we talk to and all these films we see, it's something different. You never see something twice, especially with the indie scene. You don't, Hollywood steals everybody else's ideas constantly, but the indie thing, it's somebody puts their spin on it, and I love it. It's great.
It's a great place to take chances.
Yeah.
And you can, and you don't, and again, what do you have to lose?
Right.
You're not losing $30 million. You might lose $30,000.
Yeah, your idea doesn't work out, you're out $1,500. No.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Not $1 billion like fucking all these other dumbass Hollywood movies are. Way to go, Adventures of Pluto Nash. Wow, I pulled that one out of my ass. Sorry, guys. That was I was grasping on that one. Now I'm gonna end it, because now I fucked that up royally.
Yeah.
God, I was thinking like
That was messed up.
shut up. If you've ever seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, guys, look, check out Wolf Hollow when it comes out. Unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, we have the great opportunity to go check this out on April 1st at the premiere in Pennsylvania. So when this thing comes out, please check it out. It's well worth it. It's ridiculous. This is unlike any other indie film, honestly, that I've seen. Aside from Mark's other movie, Massacre Academy. I mean, it's on par with that. It's just amazing. So if you get a chance, check it out. We'll if we get the chance to put links up once it comes out, once it goes through its festivals and it wins, 168 awards, we'll put it on the page. But if you get a chance to check it out, buy it. It's worth supporting. We love Mark's work. We love what these guys do. So yeah, check it out. Without a doubt, it's phenomenal. Clint, come on.
What?
The fuck was that? You just ate your upper lip. You need to jump on those coattails and go. What else are you gonna say about it?
I said it all, man.
All right, fine.
It's fantastic, and I was hanging on every moment. At no point did I find it untenable.
Untenable. All right.
Yeah.
Just
Untenable.
excuse
It's
me
a fucking word.
Is it?
it's a word. Ladies, if you wouldn't mind, Clint, I'm stealing your thunder.
Go ahead.
Let everybody know where they can find you, where they can follow you if you want to. If not, if you want to be a stick in the mud, fine. Don't tell everybody. But if you want people to see what you're doing, here's your opportunity to let everybody know where they can find you and what you got going on.
You want to go first?
Go ahead,
Go first.
Christine.
Oh, me. Okay. Yeah, I know. So you can find me on Instagram at Christina Krakowski. I also have an IMDb page, which has all my projects kind of updated there. And yeah, usually Instagram is like my most active.
Same. I have it's so weird. I have an IMDb page. And
I know. Like,
but you can find me on Instagram at Ferris Euler55, like Ferris Bueller, but without the B. That's me.
Oh, I should have let you do it, Clint, because you had it. You knew that.
What?
You knew that tag. You knew it. You're like, you can find her at. I'm like, yeah, I fucking hear you do it yourself. Damn.
No,
it.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Guys, look, again, follow these guys. Check these guys out. Massacre Academy, if I'm not mistaken, it's making its festival rounds now, right?
yeah, I think it's still probably in there, and I think they're still working out distribution with it, but
So
Mark will definitely be on top of that.
So we'll wait. So we'll let everybody know when you can check out Massacre Academy. We'll follow, obviously, like I said, we get to do the premiere, and then when that gets, distribution rights, we'll be on top of it and let everybody know. But again, thank you guys so much for coming on. Jess is like, I need to get the fuck off here because
No, the cats are screaming. My cat
I
is
figured.
Bjorn.
Oh boy.
I figured. I was like, there's something going on. There's a pet or something that's going to either rip her face off or needs to go. So
Making its battle cry.
Right, battle cry. But ladies, again, thank you so much for hopping on here. Of course, it was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
really it.
Yep. We will see you at the movies.
Oh yeah, we will see you at the
That's right.
premiere then.
Absolutely,
Yes.
guys. You guys take care of yourselves, all right?
Thanks.
You
Bye.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.